Hey, this is Adam Huxema here from Projection Hub, and I'm just going to walk you through this cash flow projection template that we put together to just try to help Main Street small businesses that are shut down, as well as technology companies and everybody in between, to try to figure out what cash flow is going to look like amid this COVID-19 pandemic. So just put this simple spreadsheet together. This isn't probably going to work perfectly for everyone. So if you need some help, you want some help customizing it for your specific situation, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com, and we will try to help. But I just want to walk you through how this works and how hopefully it can help you kind of have some peace of mind and see what cash flow is going to look like over the next several months based on some different scenarios. So let's start here. Every cell throughout the spreadsheet that has that's highlighted in blue is an assumption that you can change and you should change based on your specific situation. So here we're going to start with what your current cash balance is. In this example, I'm saying it's $5,000. And let's say we're looking for a proposed bridge loan to help us get through this time period, so of $10,000, and that's going to give us our new cash balance as of March 2020 of $15,000. Now, let's say we had beginning cash balance at the beginning of the month or after this bridge loan came in of $15,000. And then row 17 here, what I expect to generate in sales each month before COVID-19. So this is what you were expecting. Let's say you're just really steady every month. You do $12,000 in sales, and that's what you were expecting. Now, in row 19 here, we can go through and say what we're thinking that sales number is going to decrease by each month for the rest of the year. Now, some of you are seeing this go down by 90% or something crazy, where maybe you're being forced to shut down. If you're a restaurant, you're forced to shut down and you can only do carry out and delivery, and maybe right now that's bringing your sales down by 90%. So you could do that here, but let's hope we're a little better off than that. Let's say March, we're down 30%, but April and May are looking really rough. And so we're seeing the 60 and 50% drops from our generally expected sales. And then we're showing just in this example here that this is coming back slowly, and that even by the end of the year, maybe we're still a little bit less in sales than we expected to when we were starting out the year, but we're coming back now. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully by this point you're maybe even exceeding sales expectations because of pent-up demand. But those are numbers you can put in for your specific situation. Now, this is going to give you a new sales expectation. So this is just that 12,000 with a 30% haircut gives you 8,400 in your new expected sales. Now we've got our labor cost as a percentage of sales, and our material cost, or if you're a restaurant, it could be food cost as a percentage of sales. Now, labor cost as a percentage. What we want to put in here, these are folks that are doing billable work. So let's say you have a plumbing business and you pay your plumbers with wages and benefits $25 an hour, and you bill your customers $100 an hour for service. That would mean in that scenario that you have a labor cost of 25% of your sales. 25% of sales is labor, and then depending on your business, you might have a material cost as a percentage of sales. So, again, in a restaurant, this could be your food cost, your cost for, plates or coffee cups or, packaging materials, that sort of thing. If you're selling a product, then obviously this would be the cost of the product itself. And when we take your sales here and reduce your cost of goods sold, your labor and your material costs, we come up with our new expected gross profit. And this is 4,620 in this first month. And now what I want you to do here, we have expenses or in this scenario, it's really all about cash flow to survive. And so I'm going to just call, even though loan payment isn't maybe technically an expense, it is a cash item. And so we're just looking at all cash outflows and put some different categories here. Certainly you are going to want to customize these categories to whatever your specific situation is. And then just put in a dollar amount of what your typical monthly expense was for each category before COVID-19. And then over here, we will look at what we think it's going to be going forward. Now, the SBA and other lenders are offering loan payments to be deferred, some 90 days I've been seeing. And so, if you're able to negotiate with your lenders, maybe to get those payments deferred for some period of time. Same thing with a credit card, you might be able to just make your minimum monthly payment for a period of time. Advertising, let's say we just stop advertising because we're in survival mode right now. Insurance, you're probably going to want to continue paying your insurance. That's just probably a necessity. Rent, maybe you can negotiate with your landlord to get deferral on rent. Wages and salaries. Now, this needs to be differentiated from your labor up above that we talked about. So you don't want to double count. This is different than this labor expense. So in that plumber example, if you've got plumbers that are doing billable work and you only are paying them if they're doing billable work, if they have work to do, that is where you want to put them up here in this labor cost as a percentage of sales. This wages and salaries, this should be, maybe back office folks or maybe your salary as an owner, salaries that you're, in theory need to pay whether you have any sales or not. And so this, maybe this is your paycheck and you can get by with a little bit less for the next few months. So you reduce that here. Maybe this employee benefits is your health insurance, and we want to keep paying that, especially considering the circumstances. So utilities, some utility companies are offering deferment on payments and saying, they're not going to turn the lights off, turn the heat off for some period of time. So maybe you can get that to zero as well. Office supplies, just what you absolutely need to keep going. Defer maintenance and repairs if at all possible. You're probably not going to be traveling much with everything locked down. Say even, phone and internet might allow you to make partial payments or defer payments for some period of time. So again, we're trying to hoard as much cash as we possibly can. So all of these things are going to add up to your total cash outflows. And then this final row here I'm sorry, not your final row, but this is your cash flow per month. So this is taking your gross profit minus your total cash outflows and saying you're going to have positive $1,570 of month one. And that's just because we have just cut every expense that we can. And so we're actually seeing positive in month one. But if you'll see, once all of these deferments are over and you're going to have to start paying normal payments again, but maybe sales is not all the way back to normal, we see some cash shortages or negative cash flow here in the coming months. And so, again, that's the hope for maybe the reason behind why you need the bridge loan. Not even necessarily for these first couple months when lots of things are deferred, but when demand is suppressed over the next several months, perhaps a bridge loan can help. And then this is just going to show you your cash balance at the end of the month. And we see, in this example, it continues to go down through 2020. And so again, what you're going to want to do is um, play around with these numbers and try to see how you can buy yourself as much time as possible. And where I think this spreadsheet's really going to be helpful for you is in negotiating with your lenders, with your landlords. If you show them this model and this level of detail and show them what you're doing, you show them what a month was before COVID-19 and show them what you're doing now, and just be transparent. I think if you have a plan to make it through with some help, I think people are going to be more likely and willing to help. So that's what I hope this template helps you accomplish. Um, Again, if you need any help, reach out to us, support@projectionhub.com, and we'd love to try to help. Thanks.